No.
Welcome,
won't know what you
arise,
said.
minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of the slapstick comedy, The Expanse, where you wish you knew what we were just talking about. That being said, if you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel and whatever the hell this is, link down below for our Patreon, link down below for our Discord. Come over there, join the conversation, and be a part of the community. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar, or in this case, the churn bar. And when that bar fills, Gnome gets to do what the hell he wants to us, but also when that bar fills, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. So, without further ado, whatever he said.
What?
Without further ado,
sneezed.
I will turn things over to Gnome. Gnome, take it away.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I run the show. I'm so used to
Yeah.
not. Hey, sup everybody. Welcome to our Expanse game. Are you ready? I'm ready to just freaking jump in.
I'm not. One of us is a terrorist, and one of us left the group.
Hey, you know, that's what happens when
Allegedly.
you play space games. You win space prizes.
I feel like that's not a prize.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I feel like you and I don't define prizes the same.
Yeah.
I mean, but space.
I still.
Mike, shut up. Juan Carlos, who are you? And who are you playing tonight?
Oh, I'm Juan Carlos, and I'm playing Kosh.
Great. Where is Kosh from?
Oh,
What does Kosh specialize in?
Running away.
we're gonna get into that? Okay, Kosh specializes in being a little snarky and being quiet, depending on the situation.
And exiting stage left.
He's definitely not from Ceres, and hates space. But here we are. Did we get popcorn?
That's corruption one.
That is.
I'm afraid to give Gnome stuff.
You already gave me stuff with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, boo.
I
Don't
deleted
worry
it, boo.
about it.
It's gone.
Mm-mm.
It's only a 2 and a 1.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Mew,
It's
mew,
Google
mew,
Docs.
2-1.
Everything's recorded. Anyways, Snow Dogs, G, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Just gonna let everybody know we're at 20 churn points.
Shit.
20
Jesus.
churn points. So that means an event can potentially happen. We'll explain that in a second after we hear from Ryo Masa. Sup? What are you playing? Tell us a little
Hey.
bit about Eli.
I'm John playing Eli Villanueva, who is a Martian ? Who is the Martians are quiet, is what we've come to here on our show. We leave the talking to Rex and Adrian, although one of those probably should talk less.
We'll figure out who needs to be a little more quiet. We'll just go right over to him. Noir, what's up?
Dude,
Are you saying that I should talk less, smile more?
You are very pretty and have
Hi,
a beautiful smile.
Ah, look at it. It's apparently a terrorist smile. Hi, everybody.
Jesus.
Oh, I can't own it.
I think fervently denying it 30 seconds ago, so I just got confused.
You know what? You gotta own your power.
Tell us about this power that you wield, Noir, as we all cut you off 800 times.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Noard. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and something else as the Noir Enigma. And you can find me on TikTok as just Noir Enigma, where I'm doing more music stuff. I'm playing Adrian Cox, the friendly Earth politician, who has been falsely accused of acts of terrorism. And hey, if being a bud is a terroristic act, then put me in the gulag, baby. So that's me. Which is the name of my new album. Check it out. Put me in the gulag, baby.
God damn it. Love you, Mike. I know you're messing with some tech stuff. Who are you, and who are you playing tonight?
I'm Mike. I'm here too. I'm playing Rex. He should shoot more and talk less, but for some reason, he's been talking more and shooting less, and it's unacceptable.
It's not a good idea. I mean, it could be though. He's doing all right. Especially
Can
'cause he
only
kinda
last
knows.
for so long.
Right. The
It's better when we're
OPA
in the
might
belt,
be able-
right? Like, I mean, who's gonna talk? The Earther or the two Martians? Like,
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Well, thanks once again to our friends who contributed to that corruption bar. That means that we have jumped in churn points to a good solid number 20. At every 10 churn points in the game, which are accrued by the success of our players, it usually means that the better you do, the more likely something bad is going to eventually happen, as it tends to do in the Expanse. Every time you actually do the hero thing you were supposed to do, something else happens. No different here. So we're sitting on 20 churn points. That means there could be 2 events. There could be 1 slightly catastrophic event. I don't know. We'll find out. So let's recap real quick. Super quick. Noir, I'm looking right at you. You know exactly what you want to say. How did
I'm
this?
not saying anything. No, go ahead.
How-
Please tell the people what happened.
Want to tell the people what happened? Okay. So an
Tell them what you
Earther,
did to me.
2 Martians, and a Pelter walk into Ceres, and the ambassador of Earth, our wonderful Adrian Cox, is deemed a terrorist for the attempted or potentially successful assassination of other ambassadors from Mars and representatives from the OPA. However, we know Cox had nothing to do with this. But right now, all of Ceres thinks that he did, as his face is plastered all over billboards. An alert had gone off on the phone, like those emergency alerts that we get at 2 a.m. because there's snow on the ground.
I mean, did they at least use good pictures? All I care about right now.
It is. I mean, do you have a bad angle?
I really
Daisy
don't.
made sure that your PR packet that was sent out to everybody was like always
That's the
choice.
piece.
She took care of you for like the 3 months that she worked for you.
That's the piece, Queen.
So here we are, standing in an alley, not an alley, just a busy sector of Ceres, which is a hollowed out asteroid. One of the first, or no, it's a moon. I'm so sorry. What am I talking about? A hollowed out moon that is in orbit within an asteroid field around Saturn. I don't have my map open. I know space stuff. What
it's
are
like
you
a
guys...
dwarf planet between Mars and Jupiter. I got you.
What are y'all doing? Adrian, your face all over the place. Kosh, piecing out. Folks are looking around. You're muted.
Yeah, Kosh definitely pieced out. Kosh is most likely looking for a drink, a stiff drink, and then a place to sleep.
Cool. Roll me. Perception. Observation. Perception.
Would searching be an appropriate one?
Yes, it would be.
Cool. Then I'll do that.
Okay. Well, how about that? Look at you got yourself some stun points there, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the cool things about the age system, which is the Expanse RPG that we are playing. So you rolled a 13, and you will successfully able to find a location. I'll explain that in just a moment. However, you are able to stock up 1 stun point and use it. What would you like to use? You have an assortment of additional actions that you may do.
I think I found the one that I want. I've
Okay,
started
cool.
reading half of it, and it sounds like it's pretty solid. I'm going to
Perfect.
use pay dirt. In the course of your endeavor, you win a bet, happen across a conveniently abandoned stash, or discover something valuable you can pawn to make a buck. Temporarily
love
gain
it.
+1 income.
I love it. So, Gosh, why don't you go ahead and tell me where are you navigating? What does the area that you're in kind of look like right now? Remember, you're kind of like in the lower aspect of Ceres.
Okay, so that's where I want to be, unless there's even a lower aspect of Ceres. I'd want to like look around and find basically like just anywhere that's absolute destitute. And knowing that like whatever money that I do have on me, that I'll be able to kind of make it last longer there. And I guess I'm just gonna look for anything alcoholic, and just literally even a corner with a cot, even if it's but a private like area, like even if it's like a super rundown motel or just uh a corner with a door.
Yeah,
uh
absolutely.
just anything that just so I can like be alone.
Hmm. And you're able to find, you kind of, you know, you're not in a safe area when you're starting to get looks, but the chances are is that you're not safe because you don't look like a belter, but you're still able to find a a kind of like a rundown hotel. The, you know, that typical sign, like the neon sign is kind of like on a shaky circuit, so it's just flashing every once,
Yeah.
once over. And it's just a picture of like a bed that was like kind of like overturned a little bit, has like the sheet off to the side, and you're able to get a room there. There is nobody to host. It's completely self automated. You could just boop 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 plug in your ID code or like your ID badge. You're able to get a room. You have a key pass that kind of is attached to your personal electronic device. So when you go to the door, you just hold it up to the door and it'll go ahead and let you in. And you're able to find this kind of like, this rundown hotel. And as you enter, it's not the cleanest looking place, and it's certainly not big by any means. It's essentially the size of a tiny closet. There is a place to lay. There's a small little microwave station where food can be ordered in, and that in a small waste receptacle for bio functions. And that's about it. It's cheap, it's quiet, and seemingly nobody was looking at you. Nobody was following you. And you do notice, though, as you kind of like are looking around the place, once you turn the lights on, there is the the pillow is kind of off kilter a bit on the bed.
I'll go over. I'll go over and just lift the pillow up.
Okay. And as you lift the pillow up, um, there just so happens to be a cred stick.
Do cred sticks have like names registered to them or anything, or is it just like straight up like just like if I found $1?
It's like, it's kind of like if you found $1. Some of them are private and have like access codes and whatnot, and identification that you need.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll kind of mutter to myself, let's hope it's not too much, and then like I'll check to see how much is on it.
Okay. And as you I don't know, type in like the routing number for it into your your phone, there is about the equivalent of one one increase point of wealth, because money doesn't really exist as a number in this game, which is interesting. It's just whether or not you have the capability of purchasing various types of items.
I'll figure out where to put wealth on
so
this
you've
sheet
increased
later
your wealth.
by 1. Okay, and I'll kind of just mutter to myself, okay, well, not enough for anybody to come looking for you, I guess. You're mine now.
Not too much, but it certainly is enough to make things a little more comfortable in your stay here.
Oh, I see it. It's called Fortune. Okay.
Yeah.
You go up by 1. Okay.
Perfect. Nice roll. That was a good roll, man. Good pick on that stunt.
Hey, thanks. I threw it myself.
Yeah. So, gosh,
did I manage to get some booze, or do I need to go out and get that?
You could go out and get booze. You could have it ordered to you if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to like the little terminal to order, and I'm going to look for tequila if they have it. Obviously, they're not gonna have like real tequila, but I'm looking for just
you're looking for. Ooh, all right. Yeah, there's like a nearby restaurant that you can order from called names are hard. I don't know, Rosie's. We'll just call it Rosie's for now. And yeah, they happen to have tequila, like a known tequila like substance. Again, this is the Belt. Good liquor.
Nope,
not something that you're gonna come by.
Yeah, sure.
you're gonna find like some sort of synthetic tequila.
Whoa.
You're not here. All right,
there's
Rex.
Good liquor in the Belt, okay? You just need to know who to ask. And you need to redefine what good is. Do you want tasty liquor, or do you want to drink till you're blind? Because I can make the latter happen.
You need to redefine what you think is good. Yeah,
are you drinking to enjoy the drink, or are you drinking to forget the workday? Because we have good alcohol for forgetting the workday.
Well, how about both?
Well, you should have luck. Talk to Adrian.
I don't think they give terrorist alcohol.
You're able to order. And it'll take about maybe 10 or 15 minutes for like a tiny bottle to just be like beep boop. Your indicator for knowing that you have your order has arrived, essentially.
All right. So I'll just take my hat off, my disguise off, set it on the bed and take my jacket off. And I'll take off my long sleeve shirt, and I'll just have like my t-shirt on, and just, pop the cork and take a swig.
It's a mighty fine folio there. Mighty fine folio.
You're gonna have to last me a while. And I'll just sit there quietly.
Okay. And we're gonna watch as the camera zooms back out from the kind of dingy hotel, down a couple more corridors, through some caved walls, and back into the busy streets of Ceres. There are swarms of people around, some of them chatting, some of them just shrugging off the notice and moving on with the rest of their lives, completely uncaring for an Earther terrorist. Of course. Why wouldn't they be a terrorist? What are you all doing? You hear the sounds of people whispering. You see people looking around. You even see a couple authority figures off down the corridor a bit of ways.
No, does it look like anyone gives a shit?
No, not even gonna have you roll for that. It does not look like anybody gives a shit except for the security, the station security, who are, like I said, quite a ways down.
The station security, can I, from where I am, I know they're pretty far away. Can I see if they have any kind of, affiliation?
Yes, you may. Go ahead and roll
Perception.
Perception, yeah.
Perception. Let me see. I have intuition. What does that do? Who knows? Not me. That's who. Knowledge of strategy, tactics, and famous applications thereof does not help me. Okay, cool. So, oh no, wait, that's tactics. What the f?
Yeah.
Perception. Having a gut
like your
feeling.
gut.
Yeah, it's your gut feeling. Okay, great. So perception. Ka-chow. I rolled an 11.
You rolled an 11. Okay. Yeah, they're not like disguised or anything. They don't seem to have tattoos like you would expect. More bold members of the OPA. In fact, these look to be like members of the. Oh gosh, I'm totally forgetting the name of it. They look like they're from the UN.
Oh.
They have emblems that they are actually from the UN. Now, you know that there is a private security group that typically runs Ceres, but it was only after
Star Helix.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Couldn't. It's a weird night, yeah. My brain is doing weird things tonight. Yes, so Star Helix is typically who operates this place. However, because there were going to be representatives from each of the three unions, anybody is here right now. And because the UN had a hold on Ceres before Star Helix came into operation there, they have a heavy presence right now.
I want to grab a random belter passerby, somebody who's wearing like a hooded jacket of some kind, right? Doesn't matter who he is, nameless face. I'm basically going to grab him, kind of brandish the fact that I'm casually carrying a pretty big fuck you rifle, and I'm going to grab the back of like the scruff of his jacket and like shove him out of the jacket.
Oh, so
I'm going to mug his jacket, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like a roll for that?
Yeah, I would love a roll for that.
How about fighting?
Let's take it. Let's do it. Because you're not being stealthy whatsoever.
Yeah. I'm also proficient in
mugging.
I'm proficient in brawling and bare knuckle boxing, so who knows, man.
Perfect.
A 17 with 4 stunt points.
God.
So
some of those fucking stunt points.
Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm not trying to kill this kid. I'm just trying to take his jacket, right? So whatever stunt points these are, I'm not gonna go through this whole thing. But he basically grabs the kid by this person by the scruff of the back of their jacket and kind of reaches in under the back of the jacket and shoves them out of it. And then I assume when the guy kind of turns around, he just holds the jacket and says, "Hey, not today, not today." And he kind of adjusts the rifle.
Yeah. The guy is just absolutely almost ready to fight, and then sees what you're packing and just
hey, it's all good, brother. It's all good. And he takes the jacket and flips the hood up and just puts the hood over Adrian's head. So the hood kind of comes down a little bit, like a hat, almost blocking his eyesight. And he at the same time kind of moves Adrian's head towards the UN. Hey, that's for you.
Yeah, I should probably go talk to them.
No, what?
What?
And he motions to the sign. That's for you.
Yes, they're saying I'm a terrorist. I'm not. I should let them know.
Those, what? And you can tell Rex is legitimately dumbfounded. What?
I didn't do what I'm accused of doing. It's the truth.
I don't.
If the UN is worth their salt, then once they do their investigations proper, they'll confirm my innocence.
I don't think you understand here that things don't work the same way as they do on Earth.
Well, if the way things work out here is the same way that they work. Well, the way things work on the Earth is money. So if this is a matter of money, then I can solve the problem simply. But in order for me to do that, I need to talk to the right channels, and the UN can direct me to the people that I need to talk to. I can't go
Not
on the run.
Not on Ceres, they won't.
This is outside the UN. This is... You say, hey, I'm not a terrorist, and they're going to arrest you.
Correct.
And put you in jail for as long as it takes.
As long as it's Earth in jail. When...
No, we have them on Ceres. You arrest here, you stay here.
I am a diplomat of Earth. They can't keep me here.
You did
You're
crime
a
in space.
Terrorist currently.
Among other things, one doesn't negate the other.
Like, I think both Rex and Eli, like,
grasping at straws on this one.
yep.
Yes, it does. You get arrested here, you stay here.
So what's the plan? I go undercover until...
I guess the plan is you have two choices. Oh my God. You hired me to keep you alive, yeah?
I trust your judgment.
You can go talk to them and get
Yes.
arrested. Or... Fuck. You can come with me and see the OPA.
The OPA. So your suggestion to refute the accusation of being a terrorist. I'm going to choose my next words very carefully here as to not offend.
Yeah.
Your suggestion,
Yeah.
in my attempt to refute the accusation of being a terrorist, is to frolic with people who have a reputation of sometimes carrying out activities that could be described as terrorist-like.
Not just any regular people?
So very specific OPA individuals that the faster I turn myself in, the quicker it appears that I am innocent. If I continue to hide, especially among the OPA, you have to understand the optics of what you're asking me to do here.
What if, this is gonna cost me a lot. What if I can put you in touch with Anderson Dawes?
Anderson Dawes. What connections do you have to Mr. Dawes?
This question got very political very quick.
I'm a politician.
Enough?
I will compromise with you. I will not go to the UN directly. However, I would like to send them out a communication, at least so that I can have my decree of innocence out there among the masses. The longer I say nothing, the longer my opponents or whoever's doing this can put words in my mouth.
Pretty sure it's the people that killed everyone, yeah?
The actual terrorists, yes. I believe that their entire strategy is to make everyone else appear to be the terrorists. That's why the operatives on the ship were dressed as OPA, and now suddenly there's this story that I am a terrorist, which is absolutely ridiculous. I would never.
I'm just saying, the Belter ambassador, he was OPA too. I was handpicked to be his guard. There's no reason that the OPA would kill the OPA. If you're innocent, which I believe, then Dawes will likely also believe. And the fact that you are the third diplomat, he might be lenient and help.
Or he might think that I killed the OPA diplomat.
Well, then we both get killed.
Suddenly, your plan is becoming less appealing to me. I'd much rather jail than death. I can eventually buy my way out of jail. Death is a little bit trickier.
I don't... You can try. Either way, all roads end with DAWs.
And I offer an alternative.
Absolutely, I'd love to hear.
We don't have this conversation in the street.
I mean, normally, yes, I would agree with you, but no one here would give a shit about him. Just them.
Yes.
And as
Cue the
you
UN walking
say
closer.
that,
And then the churn bar hits us!
Mr. Michael,
Damn it!
Mr. Michael, as you say, no one would care but them. You see the gentleman whose coat you just fucking stole
Reporting.
looking right at you and pointing at you,
Yep.
and the man wearing his jacket,
That's a bitch.
whom he saw because he had to put the jacket on it over his head. The two guards look up. They see you. They make eye contact. What do? What is your first instinct?
I certainly hope you don't intend for me to run.
What is my first instinct?
Yes.
Is that the question here?
Yep. I want to know what the instinct
Fuck,
is for all of
man.
you. That first twitch reaction.
Rex's first reaction, probably as Adrian is saying, "I hope you don't expect me to run," is to like bodyguard style push his head down and grab one arm and start moving through the crowd like Assassin's Creed style.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're running.
Yeah. Eli's base reaction is to turn his hair to 11 and follow, because if he takes a left turn, people will notice.
Oh.
And then he walks away in the direction that they aren't going in once they've hit crowd level, and like runs in the other direction.
Okay. So Rex and Adrian, as you are now being ducked and escorted through the crowd, the UN police essentially don't shout anything. They just start chasing. They're pushing through the crowd. They don't have any weapons drawn just yet. They are keeping as close of an eye on you as they can. You see one of them kind of like lift up to talk into their comms, hinting that there's probably an alert being sent out for backup.
All right. Well, now that we're being pursued, I think the correct course of action would be for us to separate.
He stops dead in his tracks and goes, "You know what? You're the boss, man.
Take care of yourself. I will find a way to get back to you and you can continue your service. But until then, he just runs. Well, actually, he doesn't run. He takes off the jacket and he is going to go into the nearest door he can find.
Okay. So let's follow you into this door then, shall we? Adrian Cox. You enter, and it's a clothing store. There's just some standard looking clothing. There's like maybe a teenage clerk that's kind of standing, behind the pay station, just kind of like looks at you, popping bubble gum between their teeth, and just like, well, yeah.
Hello. So clearly I'm not from here. I have family on the belt, and I was looking to, I don't know, try and fit in. Could you make any suggestions for me, please?
He kind of looks down at you, up and down, and like looks to the wall, and then back at you. Why you not try? How about you try one of these, eh? And he just kind of like points to like one of the there's like a mannequin standing there, right? And it's dressed in some very youthful clothing. This is certainly not something that like an adult would typically wear. You have like ripped jeans, right? But they have like where the holes would be are like that like astronaut suit material, clearly like recycled and like filled in the patches because that's the style right now. Probably a little more snug than they need to be in some areas. And there's just this like long kind of like ribbed t-shirt that also looks like it was like the bottom hem was just stretched.
Okay. It's quite the look. I don't think I can get myself to do this. So we're gonna do something else. I'd imagine you have a comm on you.
He like looks up from his cell phone. Yes.
How much for your comm?
Wait. You came by this?
Yeah.
$200?
Okay. How much money do we start off? I do remember starting off with money.
Did you not take your fortune? You have, I thought, fortune.
Yeah, I do.
Look at your character sheet real quick. I know you have some fortune in there. You were
I just can't
higher
remember.
than everybody else.
Yeah, my fortune is 10. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What? Just for the record, what's everybody else's fortune so we can all understand?
So if Adrian's is 10, I think mine is hella wrong. Because it says 15, and then I added the one that I got.
Yeah, fortune isn't income.
Yeah, fortune's like luck.
Fortune's luck.
Yeah, mine's also
Why are
15,
we
but I
calling
spent
it-
4 of it to
So it's not.
Because income doesn't exist on the sheet, so you had to write it down somewhere else.
Yes,
because we're
we
using
did. We
the
had
old
to
shirt.
write it elsewhere, which was odd.
Yeah.
Persona. So I have
think-
something +1.
Yeah, I thought you were at like a
Like a
3
4,
or
4,
4. Yeah, that's kind of
Cool,
like
cool.
a standard base pay.
So I'm at 5 then.
I think both Adrian and Eli are like upper class or like super wealthy, so we're probably both at like 8.
Must be nice.
I'm at 10.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
yes. So.
Adrian's at 10 because Adrian's actually wealthy. Eli's just loaded.
Correct. So you're plenty fine.
Yeah, I was just here. Here you go. Thank you.
And he just kind of like tosses the phone up to you.
Wonderful. And you didn't see me, right?
With an extra 100, huh?
Of course. But how
you
about
Earthers?
but how about this instead? How about 50 and a favor? How would you like a fresh delivery of gallons of water to your location?
You could do that.
Of course I can. Can you stay quiet?
I don't see nobody here, man.
Okay, wonderful. Did you want me to roll bargaining? Because I can't.
Please. It was so good. It's such a.
Okay.
I can't make you roll on that. I just.
Yes!
I bought into it. You bullshitted so well with that, with throwing the water in there. Are you kidding? Yeah, this kid wants a fucking gallon of fresh water. The throwback, like I can't penalize you if you just magically go ahead and roll in case you get some stun points. Go like we'll play it off that way.
And of course
that
I
was
don't.
too good. I can't. Okay.
All right. So
Just
I'm
wow.
going.
Just throwing water around is more than your actual wealth. Like,
because I make it do what it do. I am going to see if I can call my sister who runs the company back on Earth.
okay.
I want to call Nancy because that's who you call when you're in trouble. So just like
Nancy. All right, so you go ahead and start to dial the familiar number.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera rushes through a swarm of people. And we take a look at Eli, who ducked around, changed the hair color. What are you doing? You hear the sounds of additional security starting to fill in.
Jesus Christ. I would like to find a terminal if I can.
They're easily located. There's
Cool.
a couple though that like if you've had to probably pass through a couple extra because they're broken.
Specifically
or
looking for like a
clearly out
like a
of order.
public maintenance kind of area terminal, like a you know how like they have the electric boxes on the corners of streets to run like, traffic lights, something like that is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, no problem. It takes you a little bit to kind of navigate. Again, this is a very crowded area.
Yep.
And there is a terminal off to the side, a couple streets down.
Cool.
Excuse me.
I put my hand up to it, and then as kind of like the way that the way Expanse does it, right, with like the portable terminals, like you just hold up your terminal to it. Eli doesn't take out a terminal, just puts his hand like on the screen, and then just kind of leans on it as if he's looking on it, and then is like, Sid, can you run me a blackout in this sector?
A blackout, you say? Oh, is that Sid?
Nope.
That's not Sid.
That's okay.
Me.
Hey.
This is my higher voice.
Running blackout initiation.
So go ahead and roll for me. Roll me that. Hackety hack hack.
Hackety hack hack. That's pretty good.
I'd say that's pretty good. That's
I'll take a
5.
16 with 5 stunt points. That works.
5 stunt points. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds while you're figuring out what stunts you'd like to use. As Sid starts beepity boopity beep. You got one already?
Yep, I got it.
Oh well, let's just do it. Let's go.
Okay. So I would like to pick Fancy Meeting You Here off the infiltration stunt list.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and read that for all of us so we know what it is, including myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's 800 fucking stunts. We have to read.
That's fair. The Fancy Meeting You Here stunt is you choose a focus or talent your character doesn't possess. An NPC of the GM's choice with that focus or talent appears in the scene within a few minutes or a few rounds if your action leads directly to action time. This doesn't dictate anything about their situation, attitude, or identity. These are all up to the GM. The reason I'm choosing this is because we handed Gnome a bunch of knives at the beginning, and I'm curious to see which one shows up. So the focus or talent that I would like to pick that Eli absolutely does not possess is shooting. So you've got whole backstories full of things, especially from Eli's. Let me know which one it is. I'm excited. I'm curious.
You doing?
Having fun.
I'd say same team, but we're all on different teams.
Yeah. You're muted. No,
I am muted, and I said, "Don't worry, I got you, boo."
Good.
I know immediately how we're gonna run this off.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. No. Thank you. And
You're
again,
welcome.
as Sid is initiating this protocol, a bunch of the lights in part of the sector that you're in shut down.
Yeah, hoping to catch the sector where specifically where I left Adrian and Rex too is the idea. So to give everyone enough of a bit of cover to go away, because Eli's easy to track at night, like in the dark, because glowy, but nobody else is that easy to track, and that's fine. That's fine with him. He hasn't done anything yet.
He has not yet been at least publicly suspected of anything. And with the roll of a 16, I would say that you were very successful in just knocking out like 2 or 3 blocks of light power. It doesn't impact things like life support. You know, the airflow is as poor quality as it's always been. Nothing of that nature, but the lights do shut down. There are backup lights, like backup generating lights, just so hues of orange kind of illuminate some areas like on the ground. There's a couple buildings that have them kind of shining off into the streets, casting just this strange and uncomfortable orange glow on like everything. But it is dark and a little more difficult to see facial features of people. And as the lights power down, Rex, where did you end up going?
It's Ceres, and Rex blends in, minus the gun. But I mean, that's also not that rare on Ceres. As not as rare as some people would like you to think it is. So he just like finds the next available like cut through of like air pipes or anything like that, and just sort of slides in to the next available at what makes for alleyways in Ceres. Okay. He is headed towards where he like the docks of like. So I know we just landed there, but he also knows that Anderson Dawes controls and also often patrols some of the under docks where like the loading and load out of like shipments, especially the ice trucks, essentially are, and he's headed that direction.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you're somewhat familiar.
Yeah.
With Ceres, this isn't your first rodeo out here, and you are just kind of like tucking carefully through the crowds. You do notice that behind you, the power goes out, but you seemingly don't have anybody tailing you at this moment. And you make your way no issues into these like shipping docks. There are a bunch of people there just working. They're loading and unloading cargo from tons of different ships. Some of them are using, heavy machinery. Some of them are just moving boxes by hand. There are crates, off to this, one area. You see stuff labeled from like MCRN, UN. I mean, if it has to get anywhere and they paid money for it, chances are it's going to the planets.
Yeah, he does his best to like spin the gun backwards, right? Spin the rifle backwards so it looks like it's like, he's some kind of security force. And he adjusts his posture and carries himself like one of the OPA security forces that are down here. And he is kind of looking around for any familiar faces that he knows are in, Dawes's, not quite inner circle, but like the next layer or two out. Somebody that might know where he is, basically.
Sure. Please go ahead and roll me. This would probably be
intelligence.
You're I mean, like you could do evaluation. Under intelligence.
Nope, I don't have that.
Because you're essentially like investigating.
Yeah, so it'd be a straight intelligence because I'm not trained in in that. So intelligence. Let's see what happens here. 14.
14. Man, you guys are just rolling really freaking well nonstop. Yeah, you're able to actually recognize a couple of folks. Maybe people who have gotten you jobs. Elsewhere. They are, off to one side, just loading up. Why don't you go ahead and explain to me what this group of dock workers looks like?
Oh man, I get to explain. Okay, so there's 3 of them, right?
Buddy.
There's 3 of them. One is an older, tattooed, like knuckle dragger, right? He's a little bit heavy set. He has like thick arms, thin legs from working on the dock and doing a lot of lifting. And he has all those busted knuckles from hitting them loading things onto ships. And he looks like every mechanic that screws you over on your car, right? And he has like a wisp of white hair in the front that you could tell would have been cool if he wasn't bald. But what replaces his hair is several tattoos around his head and one band that kind of goes around his neck. There's also a probably like a younger, like early to mid 20s woman working with him. That's his daughter. I don't think Rex knows their names, or if he does, he doesn't care enough to really remember their names specifically. He just knows the relations to the people. That's the daughter. She has the typical space mohawk that everyone thinks is the coolest shit ever. Because why wouldn't she? It's space. She also has a tattoo that matches his around her neck. And you can see when she like hoists a box in, as she lifts her hand, there's an OPA tattoo on her forearm. And the other person Rex doesn't recognize. He's seen them work together before, but I don't think he's been introduced to that person. But it's probably like a mid-30s guy. Similar, like some similar kind of neck tattoo, the ring, with like a few chevrons on the back where his spine is, and you can see that he actually has like hand tattoos as well. And he's the one that's racking the loads towards the ship.
Cool. And as you're kind of walking through, I'm assuming you're approaching them.
Yeah, if he sees them, he's gonna approach towards the older guy who's he knows to be like running operations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's gonna head over towards that guy, and he again changes his stance towards like less of a like militant, carrying himself kind of way, and more towards like a dock worker kind of way. So he's kind of like hunched a little bit forward, shoulders kind of drop, and he kind of walks over there. And he says, "Hey, Bratna."
Oh yeah, welcome good.
Hey, how is the work down here?
Shitty as ever.
You hear that there's a terrorist on board, yeah?
Brother, there's terrorists everywhere. Okay.
Hey, this one's an Inyoloda. They say that he took out the Mars ambassador, he took out the Belt ambassador,
You don't say.
That's what they say.
Why you come here, Milauda?
I need a favor. I owe you big time.
Mm-hmm.
I need to talk to Dawes. That's a big ask, I know. It's a big ask, I know.
Kind of just like clears his chest and straightens up, a little bit. The Dawes is not seeing anybody right now.
This is something he's want to know.
What do you say you want to know?
And he leans in a little bit closer. The ship, the inner ship, that this terrorist say he killed everyone on. I was on the ship. I know the terrorists.
Okay.
Hey, he's not terrorist, but someone is trying to make it look like we did this. Me pensa does want to know about this.
I do this for brother. What do you owe me?
Honestly, at this point, if things go well, new racket, this bigwig, this ambassador, he says he control water. So maybe we'll work out some kind of deal.
And he kind of like lunges that thick arm, that tree trunk arm with like a brick for a hand out towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Go bang! I take care of this, brother.
You know where to find me. And he like puts his hand out again, the same kind of thing. And you see, as soon as he like grabs the hand, he straightens up again because he's not trying to like put on the airs of someone who works in the dock.
Mm-hmm.
You know where to find me.
We find you.
And
you see him put two of those thick, dirty fingers in his mouth and just does that amazing mouth whistle that I can't do at all.
Yeah. He does a little.
Yep, perfect. Nailed it. Thank you.
Tried to blow out the speakers.
You're right. Good lean back. And yeah, he essentially kind of goes back to work. Not dismissing you, still aware of your presence, but clearly he can't do anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you'd like to do for the moment?
No, he knows how things work here, and so he's for sure going to lay low, right? I assume that there are some kind of friendly flats or cubes or apartments or something that, you know, him and his ilk can lay low in, and so he just goes to find one of these like flop houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. He's gonna lie low. As far as he knows, Adrian said he'd find him, and that's it.
As we watch Rex kind of move back away from the shipyard, we're going to go ahead and switch back over to Kosh. Kosh, it's been probably maybe an hour that you've been separated from the group, maybe 2 hours. Is there anything that you've been kind of doing in this time aside from just sitting quietly?
Besides just taking a couple of swigs of just what the bottle that I have, probably been I'd probably be looking at the news. Probably been looking at whatever is coming on newsfeed on my data pad. Is there like a keyhole or like a peephole for the door of like the little room that I'm in?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Excuse me, absolutely.
Yeah, so I probably almost like paranoid, like been checking it every couple minutes just to make sure nobody's like outside. And if there is anybody outside, if there's anybody walking by, or if I see the same person walking by, or if there's like anybody, just kind of like keeping an eye on the surroundings of outside.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Can I push my luck for a searching as well, or just perception? I'll do either one.
Yeah, this would just be how about intuition? Do you have intuition?
Not as a talent, no.
Okay. Then let's go with perception.
I'll take that. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Not bad. Not dang old bad. And your level of paranoia has kept you safe. It's allowed you to survive the harsh realities of being a Martian, the type of work that you do, the choices that you've had to make. And so you check every 15, 20 minutes. You hear the television talking very briefly about the recent terrorist attack, explaining in minor detail. It seems to be kind of like the talk of all the news stations at this point, but no further details have been provided. And every 15 minutes or so, you keep checking out that little peephole. Nothing out of the ordinary. Pretty quiet. You see a couple people seemingly making their way back home or heading off to work. A couple folks pushing around some like cargo wheels And when you come back again, maybe for the 4th or 5th time, there is a figure that's posted up down the hall. Pretty inconspicuous as far as clothing. There's nothing that gives away, like if they're certainly not UN, they're certainly not Star. They seem to be in citizen clothing. Very clearly, though, inked. Half of their face is just completely inked black. The other half has lines just drawn right across it. You know, typical tattoos, right? Did you do anything?
No, you said like I've noticed that they're just standing there like outside, like
Mm-hmm.
they have like clear view of like my door and everything.
They can see down the hall, not necessarily your door specifically. You know how some of those peepholes are like wide-eyed, like fish-eyed, lensed, so you could see either side of the hall, as it's essentially like concave around you.
Okay, so they're just at one side of the hall.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm gonna stand there, kind of watching him for a little bit, see if he moves, and then I'm gonna walk over to the nightstand. I'm gonna pop the cork back onto the bottle, put it back on the nightstand neatly. I'm gonna actually make the bed, and I'll make it really nice, and then I'll start to walk away, and then I'll kind of regret making it so nice, and I'll kind of scuff it up a little bit. And then I'll make sure to put my long sleeve on, making really close attention to the scuff of my right arm to like kind of like tug at it to make sure that it's completely covering my whole arm.
Mhm.
I'll put my hat back on, my jacket, and then, well, if I got to stay here, I got to make sure no one knows. So, and I'll take some like moments to like compose myself. And I'm just gonna talk to myself. I mutter to myself a lot, but I'll just say, "Need to get something to eat, anyways. But I had to leave anyways. I can't stay in here forever." So I'll just nonchalantly just open the door, close it behind me, lock it if there's like a lock. Just walk off towards where I saw Rosie's probably serves food, right? So I'll probably go towards that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do my best to kind of keep an eye on my surroundings to see if I see that person around me again, if they follow me.
Okay. And you feel this almost chill wind rushing through the corridors as you're moving. You hear the sound of your own footsteps echoing. Until you hear another set of footsteps echoing against yours. You move. He moves.
I'm going to continue walking, but I really want to pay attention to nooks and crannies and alleyways. And I'm just going to try to make turns, and I'm going to try to, walk around the corner and then quickly get into like an alley. I'm going to be trying to use my fringer. What is this? A focus or talent? I think it's called. What are they called? Just basically, it says you know how to navigate and survive the fringes of civilization. So I'm basically doing my best to kind of lose my tail. As whether they're tailing me or not, I'm going to act like they are. I'm going to act like those footsteps that I hear is somebody following me. So I'm going to just with my hands in my pockets, just walking straight. I'm not going to my head's not on a swivel or anything. I'm just using all my other like senses to feel. Oh my gosh, 5 bars. Okay. To just kind of do my best to like slip whoever's following me.
Okay. And yeah, so that is your focus.
Focus,
I believe
okay.
is, we're all a little bit new to the rules. Please forgive us. Yeah, and as you kind of like start weaving into the alleys, that cold air once again, you feel it, but instead of it sending a chill down your spine, you almost feel the air being pulled, being drawn from your lungs as each of you start hearing an alarm system blaring. Naturally, I don't have an alarm sound. There's an alarm sound blaring. It sounds exactly like that. If you have some type of personal comms device, it is buzzing, it is vibrating, it is screaming at you. There is a red alert, a hull breach. Space, or at least the vacuum of it, is starting to leak the air from within Ceres. And the lower you are, the more difficult it's going to become to breathe very, very quickly.
Well, that's me. I'm low.
You are very low.
I'm the lowest. Shit.
Thank you, by the way, to our friends who
Are they friends?
made
Jesus. My friend specifically, you asshole.
Are they friends?
Yeah, you're amazing, Kara. Wow.
Hey, thank you.
Thank
Are
you.
they friends?
Thank you. That's 5.
Why would you do this to us?
5 corruption bars, which means we are about to experience a catastrophic event.
Are we though?
On Ceres. Well,
are we?
I would like to point out the last time we had a catastrophic event, it ended this game for a year. So think about what you've done for a minute, okay? I just want to throw that out there.
That's
real
true.
Quickly.
That's wow.
Hey,
no
hey,
lie
but we're
there.
still here, you know? So
Nope.
that's got to count
We're
for
still
something.
here.
We
No
came
pressure,
back.
no.
Yeah, no, none at all. Don't
It's
worry.
almost like we like the pain.
Yeah, well.
You all literally just gifted me knives. Like,
We did.
For sure.
beautiful.
I don't like this game.
So Rex,
Yeah.
everything is going off down there. Your whatever fresh oxygen was being pumped into the stale, acrid air of the shipyard. Nope. You're running out. You're running out of air real quick. You could hear a large commotion coming from a completely separate corridor, but you hear people just running towards it while others are running away. You hear the sounds of metal just scraping against walls.
Man, okay, so whatever comms are down here, can I determine where the breach is? Is it down here? You're muted, I think.
The lack of air that you're starting to kind of feel, yeah, it would probably indicate that you are incredibly close. You are feeling like your lungs, like you're just constantly getting the wind kicked out of you.
Yeah. So assuming I'm in some kind of like little tiny hostel here, I'm gonna look out the door and see it. Can I see this tear?
From your position, no. It's in a completely separate, like sector.
Mm-hmm.
You just can. It's so massive, or at least it's making enough noise that you could hear it.
Okay.
Where you're at.
People are running. I assume the majority of people, the largest crowds of people, are running away. Are there people running towards?
You could see some UN and some star folks Some uniformed people are making their way towards the next sector over.
But
However, in that
okay.
big bay that
Mhm.
you know, where like the shipping bay that you're in,
Mhm.
you have a view of space, of the nothing that's out there. And if you take a moment, you can see several bodies, pieces of debris, parts of Ceres, parts of rock, just drifting rapidly away from Ceres itself.
Hmm. Joey, do I know what that sector was? That just a different sector of shipyard?
Yes.
Okay. And only UN and Star Helix are running towards it?
Yep.
Okay. I joined the throng of people and running away from it.
Okay, cool. So you are running away. We are going to cut then over to Ambassador Adrian Cox.
Yep. I have this individual's comms, and I'm calling my sister.
You are calling your sister Nancy. Okay.
I'm almost afraid of what you could have do.
She
But,
doesn't
Your sister's
answer.
fucking dead. Your sister's fucking dead.
Your sister was Daisy. It doesn't make sense, but fuck you.
She answers. She
Spoils,
answers and
guys.
goes, "I've been shot." Click.
Try to have a serious space game here, and you're just gonna keep pushing daisies? Okay, all right, fine.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, you'll have us all pushing daisies soon, so.
Yeah, like I think it's only fair, honestly.
So yeah, I'm just gonna hop on the comm and hope that she picks up.
Yeah, she does. You hear like you have to kind of like get through like all the extensions and whatnot, and her voicemail is probably some music playing, you know, a nice, you know, little melody. And
Adrian Cox,
Yes.
what
Yes.
can I do for you, my dear brother?
Okay, so clearly you're not paying attention to the news.
Oh, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Why do you think I answered this number?
Thank you. Well, I'm currently on Ceres, and there has been a bit of a kerfuffle, and
Mhm.
I need the standard package. I need our PR team. I need our lawyers, and most importantly, I could use an evac out of Ceres back to Earth. And if you could, I need 50 gallons of water. It's this thing with this kid, but I just need the standard package.
Am I the first person you called?
Of course.
You didn't call Mother first? Adrian, do you know how busy I am?
I left the company to you, Nancy.
Yeah,
I
and
know
I'm busy.
I know how busy you are. I did the job that you're doing, and
And now I get phone calls from everybody in the UN wanting to know where you are. Have I talked to you? What do I know? Could I please come down to headquarters?
well, you would know my location as soon as you get me a trip to Earth, please. Please, Nancy, don't. I I left the company in good, capable, loyal hands, I think.
I
So,
do not need you sucking my dick, Mr. Cox.
Nancy, this isn't funny.
It's funny to all of us.
I've already got you. Here, I'm gonna message you coordinates. I've already got you covered.
Thank
Do
you.
not call mom. She will have like her 8th heart attack, okay?
Well, that's why I didn't call mom, because I make good decisions. That's why I knew that you would be the perfect CEO, and look at you doing wonderfully. Now, once we clear this mess up, everything will be back to normal. Lickety split.
Lickety split.
50 gallons of water. I think that should be enough for the kid.
I didn't have the 50 gallons of water, but you owe me.
Of course. I'm sure our company's due for another tax bailout or cut, whatever you need.
Just leave my name, my company out of your mouth.
I would never have dealings with the family company as a politician. That's completely immoral. Now, let's make this happen, yeah?
Coordinates are on their way.
Thank you very much. Love
Stay
you,
safe,
Nancy.
dear brother.
Will do. Is there anything I can roll to see if she's about to fuck me?
Roll for thrown to wolves.
I feel like my little sister's about to really screw me over.
Man, this could be intuition. This could be some type of intelligence.
I'll just roll
business.
I'll just roll a straight intelligence.
You want to roll straight in? Okay, go ahead and roll
Yeah,
straight intelligence.
I feel like sister's getting a little too big for her britches. Now I'm about to get fucked.
Oh, wow! With the 19, you have had many people betray you in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You have had many people let you down in your life. But there is one person who has, although she may fuck with you, has never done you wrong.
That's Nancy.
The money will be waiting in a new account. The coordinates that are now pinging in on your phone will take you to a UN ambassador quarters, where you should, in theory, have everything that you've asked for. PR is already running. If you were to look at the news and step outside of the clothing store that you're in, and you look up, you could see on the billboard, well, Daisy's not there, but a new PR representative is.
You got some good news, but don't forget what I can do to you. I like that. All right. Wonderful. I am going to lay low until I can make my way to the coordinates, get myself back to the UN and fix all this.
You are a hopeful little butterfly flapping their wings in the dark, cold arteries of space.
I'm already thinking of proposals for tax cuts for job creators, all that kind of stuff. Awesome.
Yeah. Too bad. Blom, blom, blom. That siren goes off. People stop in the street. They're looking around. What is going on? You can feel the air again. It almost freezes over. It's incredibly cold. Something doesn't taste right. People are starting to get those notifications on their phone that there has been a hull breach in the shipyard. You are to enter a secure building as soon as possible. And a secure building is one that can lock itself off and have its own relatively sustaining life support system away from the busy streets. What are you doing?
So I'm guessing that kid's shop isn't a safe location.
Nope. As soon as that alarm goes off, right, the kid has already just pushed past you. The lights of the shop.
Before he pushes past me, I'm just going to show him. I'm just going to show him the transaction and all the stuff going and go. Your water is going to be here soon. Thanks, kid. And I'm just going to look for the safest place I can while laying low.
All right. And as you start kind of moving with the majority of the crowd, we switch on over to Eli.
Mm-hmm.
We rewind a little bit because you had just blacked out a couple blocks of the street.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What you doing?
If nobody's following Eli is going to invent something that I don't think we talked about, but I'm going to throw on you real quick.
Go for it.
Go.
Bring it.
Eli is going to look to find a way to contact the people he was supposed to meet on Ceres, because Ceres was not where he was supposed to end up. It was a truck stop, as it were, on the way to where he was actually going. But he had no intention of staying there when he first set out. He was headed to a different station entirely.
That is true. That is very true. How are you going to get to where you want to
go? Is there a place akin to like an embassy for Mars?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Cool.
That's especially right now. There are Mars representatives for sure. MCRN is here. There is a heavy presence.
That's where Eli is heading.
Okay. Eli, you're making it down the streets, seemingly no issues aside from the couple of blocks that you knock the power off. It's set on a timer, so it's not that cruel. It'll pop back on in about 30 seconds. It was just enough time to maybe give some cover to the ambassador.
Not a permanent thing, just a big distraction more so than anything else.
Mm-hmm. And it seemed helpful.
Good.
Although there are still UN patrolling, searching, talking to a couple of potential witnesses in the street, but you aren't noticed. You didn't seem to be part of the crowd, the man with the gun or the UN ambassador. Mm-hmm. And you go ahead and head towards where you would know the MCRN is stationed, and you could see it off a little bit in the distance. It stands out amongst the architecture in this particular corridor of Ceres. It is much more rigid in its design. It is sleek. It has not very many windows, unlike the UN's embassy.
Mm-hmm.
And do you just waltz right in? What do you?
Eli just walks in.
You're just heading straight in. Cool. I mean,
if there's a there's a receptionist at the desk who probably tries to get his attention, he's not paying attention. He's walking straight in. If someone actually stops him, he'll stop.
People will actually stop you.
First checks out.
Yeah. So you look as though you walk with that air of importance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are trying to go ahead and make your way just straight past the not just the receptionist desk, but there's security standing there. Yep. And you know exactly how the MCRN works. As soon as you even ignore the man at the desk, there are 2 armed guards. Guns held, pointed.
Mm-hmm.
Can we help you?
Most likely. Are you familiar with a Captain Souza of the Donager class Nike?
I'm not.
You should be. Let her know I'm here. That's all.
And the guard kind of looks over to the to the receptionist, who kind of flips through a pad, pulls up the name. And just kind of whispers quietly into a comms. looks up to you. Looks back down at the computer. Understood. There are to be no visitors right now. The embassy is shut down due to the UN terrorist. Should you have any information about this terrorist, please provide it to us now.
It's hard to
Otherwise,
do if the embassy is shut
we do
down.
not have time.
It's hard to tell if the embassy is shut down. It's hard to provide that kind of information. So is it shut down or not?
The embassy is shut down. We are accepting no visitors at this time.
No, then you can tell Captain Souza that, like before, they can stop with the grandstanding, and I can bring the information in, or I can walk away and they can lose out on the political points. We've done this before. We've done this dance, and I don't have time for it.
Roll.
Excellent.
Roll me.
Just keep rolling at this point.
Yeah, just keep rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why we're even rolling. You all are just crushing these freaking rolls. This would definitely be some sort of communication.
It totally would.
Yeah. What would you
Unless
like
I
to
had
use?
this skill called Know-It-All, which lets me
do
substitute it. Yeah. So specifically because Eli's bad at communication, I took a talent for this. You can attempt to test it using an intelligence focus somehow related to the tested hands rather than the called for ability, but with a -1 penalty. For example, using intelligence, business instead of communication, persuasion to convince a corporate middle manager to agree with you. So for Eli, it's current affairs intelligence and probably also intelligence with like tactics, because like he works for the MCRN specifically under this particular person. They've done this before because, the Martian Navy is very big on hierarchy and power, and Eli's very good on get out of my way, let me do what I need to do. And there's no other reason for me to be here otherwise. So I would like to do that at the -1, so I'll subtract the 1 off of the end roll here. Cool, so 11 with 1.
Yep, and you get a stun point. Okay, not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
The two guards and the receptionist are really not sure that you understand, that they have no idea what you're talking about, but their orders are to not let anybody into this building. And they're very firm on that as the two guards actually begin to posture as if ready to escort you off of the premises. However, your personal comms device goes off.
Eli takes a look, holds it up.
Captain Souza.
You were on the phone with them earlier. You could have just told them here. You didn't have to call me.
Why? It's much more fun this way.
It's
What can
not.
I
It's a
help you with,
waste-
Eli?
It's a waste of both of our time. I don't know how that's fun. This station is going to be a mess soon, as you've probably no doubt noticed from the search for the Earther terrorist.
The station is already a mess.
Yes.
Was Senator Torres dead?
I don't really understand how that's my problem. My goal is to get to Ganymede, and that's where you've sent me, so...
Yeah. So why are you calling me from Ceres? Or why am I calling you from Ceres?
Either way, it doesn't matter. Answer, because our ship got derailed. I don't know if you happen to remember, but the ship you put me on exploded. And I was lucky enough not to be on it when it did.
Yeah, I know. You're calling me, or you're talking with me right now.
Yeah, so I don't... Again, none of this is relevant. How am I getting to Ganymede?
I need you to head to a different location. Your mission is being adjusted. You're more needed right now on Ceres.
For what?
Recovery.
Recovery of what?
Dr. Darwin Rose. She's been missing for a month.
Weren't you sending me to Ganymede specifically for Dr. Darwin? What are they doing on Ceres?
I don't know. That's what I need you to find out.
I'm not sure exactly what skills you think that I have that recovery is going to be in my wheelhouse. So unless you've sent me a friend, that will end very shortly and probably with me dead, which helps nobody. So did you give me something to work with?
Head to the Marquis Hotel. I will assign you a gunny.
Okay.
You will be briefed then. 2 hours.
Could you? And Eli takes the comms, points it at the 2 guards who are posturing, says, "Could you tell the nice men with the guns that they can put the toys away, please?"
At ease.
And they like kind of roll their eyes at you and stand back a bit.
And Eli just kind of smiles, hangs up on Sousa, and walks out of the embassy towards the Marquis Hotel.
Perfect. And as you, of course, are starting to make your way out,
as soon as that happens, Eli turns right the fuck back around, goes back into the embassy, and goes, I need an oxygen mask and a spacesuit.
As you say that, we switch cams back over to Rex.
What have I done
at
to
the
deserve
pivotal
this?
point,
Oh.
or at least closest
No.
to the hull breach? I know.
What are you making me do?
You tell me. You're running away.
Oh. I'm running away. No, I'm running away from this game.
You're running away?
This scene. No, so he is. Fuck, man. Rex isn't a hero, but he pretends to be occasionally. He is running with the group, and he is looking for, like stragglers, anyone that's like falling behind, like someone injured, trampled, hurt leg, anything like that, and he is pushing that person forward. He's basically making sure any belters on the platform aren't left behind.
Mm-hmm. And you are there are a couple of folks who have been getting absolutely trampled as people are just trying to rush out to a more secured area. Unfortunately, the docks are known to have issues.
Yeah.
And you're kind of playing the hero for a moment, but as you reach down to help up this woman, very clearly a belter. She's got tattoos on. She's got an OPA symbol, tatted to the neck, and she's not moving though. As you kind of like move to kind of like pick her up, you feel just this heaviness, this dead weight. And when you kind of roll her over and her head rolls, her arms kind of shrug, you can see a massive stab wound, or at least some type of laceration, and blood just seeping from that wound. There's a little puddle where she had laid. And if you were to look up, go ahead and roll me. Roll me some type of perception.
I have perception or intuition.
Go ahead and do intuition, if that gives you a little more.
It does. It gives me a bonus.
Cool. Perfect. Okay. So with the 12, you notice that there are a couple of people who are just still on the ground and not moving. And as the crowd is still kind of pushing through, you see people kind of pushing past a couple other people who are just obstacles in the way, there is currently a fight that has broken out. There are no guns drawn. It's just fists between maybe 6 individuals, and they're just fighting. 3 of them look almost identical. They have these like bright kind of red vests on that like have the sleeves torn off. They each have that space mohawk and, you know, a couple tattoos. None of them have the OPA, any emblem of OPA on them from what you could tell though. And they are fighting against a couple OPA members. And you see the 3 red vests each have a blade of some sort in their hand as they're kind of like swinging at these OPA members.
Well, I don't like that. The woman on the ground is an OPA member as well, right? One that I flipped over.
Yep.
What's directly above us, Joey?
Oh God, what's directly above you?
Nothing, because we're in the shipyard, right?
You're
Space.
in the shipyard. It's just you're
okay.
fucking nothing. You're like in this like bubbled protruding area.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably ballistic shielding. Yeah, there's
a gun is not going to pierce through.
There's an air situation. There's some things I think still like kind of like half holding this bleeding out woman. He just like loops the rifle back around and like still like half under his shoulder, just and like lights up the ceiling, just to draw the attention of the people with knives. That hey, I have a big fuck you gun. Maybe this is not the time for stabbing.
Okay.
So he's just trying to get their attention.
So the OPA members, right? They just hear that just ricocheting noisily, even though there are the alarm systems are blaring. There are people who are kind of shouting. You just hear like tons of it's chaos right now, right? And your gun, you just send those bullets flying. The OPA folks, you know, like one's got like a red shirt and he's just ready to just deck him in the face, and he kind of like ducks for a moment, and the others kind of almost follow suit because none of them are using guns, and typically you wouldn't pull out a hot weapon here. In the shipyard. They look your way. Unfortunately, the red vests do not, and each of them taking the opportunity to just shank the OPA members repeatedly. One of them, as he kind of like is clutching at his side, just bleeding from it now, has a moment to pull out his own weapon and decides to fire. And as he does, he hits one of the red vests as the 3 of them are running away. Red Vest 1, we'll just call him Red Vest 1, collapses to the ground. The 2 others pause for a moment as if stunned, and then continue on their way.
Do I have time to take a shot?
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that whole scene. No,
You don't like it?
No. I think still down there, he like adjusts the rifle so that he's like kind of like aim assisting with like one knee. And he just there's a slew of belter cuss words that just spin forward out of his mouth, which I just learned. Gemong is a belter cuss word, which literally translates to man with a crooked dick. So that's perfect. That's for sure one of the ones he screams out as he lights this asshole up. Let's see here. Give me all them stunt points, please, baby. 18.
We'll take the 18. Go ahead. You tell me how you just wreck this guy's day.
He takes 11 points of damage. So I think I only have the time to get one of them. But who I aim for is whoever the foremost red shirt is, right? That the red shirts with the bad guys, right? Yeah. So the foremost red shirt, he just and it's one of those like because he's only aiming on a knee, the recoil definitely sends the rifle up, and he just he perforates this guy with like 3 to 4 rounds from this burst, and he aims for the one in the foremost guy, hoping that it slows down the one behind them.
Yeah, and you see your own handiwork there as the red vest number 2 just kind of like stiffens as the bullets just rip right through him, and he falls to the ground. But as he stiffens, that third red vest also stiffens, as if he too perhaps felt that pain. But unable to fire another shot as the crowd thickens, trying to escape. Now there's gunfire, there are dead bodies on the floor, and there's still oxygen seeping out of this area. The red shirt follows the crowd, makes his way through until he disappears. Is there anything else that you want to do?
How many bodies are on the floor that are OPA?
4.
And are any of the one I have, and then there's the 3 that were knifed?
Yep.
In that fight? And there's no one else around?
I mean, there's tons of people around.
Yeah, but no one else that's they're kind of running out of the way. I think is there a strength thing here? Oh yeah, I just didn't take it. I'm gonna do my best to pick up one of these people, like firemen carry them.
One of the who?
One of the downed, one of the 4.
One of the OPA?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would arguably would not have an issue picking up a person,
Actually,
but it is going to slow you down.
I lied. I'm gonna take the red shirt that I shot. I'm gonna pick that person up. There's only so much I can do for the OPA person right now. Yeah, and I am trained in tactics. This piques my interest. So yeah, he like if he can, with what limited oxygen there is and how draining that is on the body, he kind of pushes the 4 together and then bolts towards that red one, and then fireman carries that one out of there.
Excellent. So you've got the red vest slung over your body, or over your shoulder, his own body seeping onto yours. Or at least it should have. But he's not leaving a trail of blood. And in fact, maybe at a later date, you'd be able to recall the bullets that you fired into red vest number 2. Didn't seem to leave or draw any blood either. And as you're carrying this body, it feels awfully light. Much lighter than he appeared. Should probably be about a solid 200 pounds, probably 6 foot something. Hardly weighs about 50 pounds. And as you are running away with this body, we see from the camera as it holds its position, you merging in with the crowd that's still kind of running and filtering in to more secured and airlock safe zones. The eyes of this red vest man, eyelids pop open and a bright light shines through. And we're going to end there tonight.
Well, I don't like that.
I didn't get screwed.
You didn't get screwed.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Get Rexed, right?
Oh,
all of you are fucked tonight.
I don't like
Except
this.
for Adrian. Adrian, you're doing all right, buddy.
I don't like this show.
It's because he's rich, isn't it?
I gotta tell y'all, even in just pretend, being a politician that can just do the canned "I'm sorry" feels great.
Right? You will be forgiven. Don't. This is clearly a
I'm
misunderstanding.
so sorry. I committed a smidge of terrorism. My
A
bad.
smidge of terrorism
Just a
is my
tad.
new favorite phrase.
Wanna poke
Guys,
yourself.
guys, it was just a
Oh,
tad of
Lordy.
terrorism. Like, I don't know what you want
I
from me.
slipped, fell, and did a little bit of terrorism. It happens to the best of us.
We've all done it. We've all sent that one email that turned out to be terrorism.
You know, what's funny is
Oh my god!
Exactly.
No, definitely on the FBI's watch list.
what's funny is
Lordy.
exactly 2 months ago, this would have been an outlandish plot point.
Right?
Right?
Oh, God. Our
Right?
reality
Right.
vis-a-vis something.
Expanse is really good about like weaving in like
Oh.
realism.
Golly gee.
That's why I asked about content warnings today in chat.
That's fair.
This is good stuff. All right. Well, this was episode
I
4,
love-
5.
I
something?
love that forever that quote is going to be attached to this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
That's great.
Committed a smidge of terrorism.
Yep.
All right.
If you don't have a
good.
dash of terrorists at home, store-bought is fine. So this was episode 4 of Entanglement,
I hate
and
everything
boy,
that we all just
fucking
said. Oh,
was
my
it.
Lord.
Ooh, I mean
Uh,
that all like wow. I actually made notes today,
And they all
And we'll-
happened.
and nope.
Perfect.
Yeah, five churn. Well, not 5 churn, but the 5
Five
corruption
corruption
bars.
bars. Yeah, that's
Definitely
Buck
says
wild.
yeet your plans.
You
Perfect.
give her the
Fine.
notes.
Perfect.
Oh.
I
Talk
mean,
about that later in the after show.
it worked seamlessly. And speaking of the after show, we're going to do our introductions, get the hell out of here, do the after show. And if you guys want access to that, it is over on our Patreon. Link for that down below. That is the best way to support this channel. Fuck these Twitch subs. Go to Patreon. Get dope shit. The second best way is down in our Discord. Be a part of the community. Tell us what you think about the game and all the other games. That being said, let's go around and do our introductions. We'll start with our resident terrorist, Adrian Cox. Noir Enigma, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Sorry, I was distracted. You know what? I slipped and did a little bit of terrorism again.
Happens. Happens to the best of us, clearly.
My FBI agent is really upset with me right now.
Right? Oh wow.
Oh,
Wow.
God. No, it's cool. I'm not one. I don't even have a tiki torch. Hi, my name is Noir. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram as the Noir Enigma. You can find me on TikTok as Noir Enigma. On Saturdays, you can catch me over on Critical Misses for our morning show, Morning Ritual. This week, our guest is going to be Glossing. So please give that a look. That'll be fun. On Sundays, you can find me over on Cobalt Presses Twitch channel. I am GMing their Into the Southlands game. I've got Trooper and Dot who were so gracious as to raid us today, so I appreciate that. I'm still gonna go hard on y'all during the session, though. Nothing can change that. On Mondays, you can catch me starting February 15th over on Road 20, where I am in a Kids on Bike game. It's going to be fantastic. On Tuesdays, you can catch me over on LFM Network for Degree of Madness. It's me and a team from Perception Studios playing Call of Cthulhu. So it's puppets in Call of Cthulhu. Not gonna make any other puppet jokes. On Tuesday evenings, you can
Glide on past that one.
just smooth Sub-Zero that one. On Tuesday evenings, you can catch me over on Critical Misses for the mass game like GM Second City Saviors. And on Wednesdays, you can find me on Black Cats Gaming, where we are playing Hex Protocol, our spy game, with the creator of the spy game, Sam Levy. So give that a look. That's me. Wah!
Hell yeah. We'll jump right over to John. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
What up? I'm John. You can find me on the internet at Twitter at Ryomasa, RY0MASA. Yes, I'm still complaining about the fact that I still have to have a 0. Other than that, I do this show on Entanglement on Thursdays, 8 o'clock p.m. EST on unMadeGaming. I'm also just started a month-long show for Balik Bayan, which is a Filipino cyberpunk game. We are running over on the Asians Represent channel on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. EST. Times are hard. Times are weird. Time's a construct. Other than that, right now, nothing quite yet, but working on some things in the future. Wiggly wobbly, wibbly wobbly. Check out Twitter for more details on that. And also, this personal milestone that's a little bit of bragging, my thesis hit over 600 downloads this past month, which is buck wild. It's been read in every single continent except for Antarctica, and if you're reading it in Antarctica, what are you doing? But it is super buck wild to see that that's happening, and so that's the little part of me that's giggling about that.
Hell yeah, that's fucking awesome.
And gay.
Yeah,
That's awesome. We'll jump right over to Juan Carlos. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hi. Well, I'm Juan Carlos, and you can find me on Twitter at Sombrero. And I play the Expanse on Thursdays, like you just saw. And that's it. That's what I do. But it's fun, and it's my thing. That's our thing. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
That's true. Me too. And last, but definitely least this time for being a fucking monster, Gnome, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hi, I'm Gnome, and you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Nomadic. I play space games. Mondays on Roll20, I'm in space. Tuesdays, right here, I'm in space. Thursdays, I'm also here and also in space. And Fridays, you can catch me on my own channel where we play Space Bears. Starting next week, we have session 0 tomorrow. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Space Bears. Bears in space. Not Honey Heist.
What is that voice?
That's
that's
actually
the voice of our gremlin nightmares. No,
that's the crazy thing is that's Gnome's actual voice. What you hear normally is just a
Sweet dreams, my prince.
Just sit here and everybody's acting like nothing's happening.
Yeah. You've never heard Gnome actually speak before? Everything else is just talented voice acting.
Yeah.
So everyone thinks he could only do wholesome, but you know.
It's gremlin all the way down.
Terror.
Christ. Well, I can think of no better way to end the show than whatever the fuck Gnome is doing.
Then right now.
So that is it from us. I hope you enjoyed this chaos. We will see you guys next week. So from all of us to you, bye-bye.